Hello there, and welcome to this video where we are going to be getting information out of a text file in Python and then doing a couple of funky things with it. So you can see over here, first of all, we've got our file with our information in. It's a CSV file, and that stands for comma separated value. And as you can see, all the information in this file over here, all the information is separated as a comma. You athletic fans out there will instantly recognize some of these names, and you'll identify them as being the top 10 currently at the time of recording marathon times in the world. So over here we've got three blocks of code that you want to be looking at. This first section here is quite simple. This first line here is creating a file variable, and it's opening up CSV with the R types. It's only going to be able to read from it. So this line of code here, this variable file, is essentially going to be holding all this information here. We've got found equals false, which is a cheeky little bit of code we'll come along to later, and then here we've got a nice little line here, a variable called runner, and its input, enter a name. So it's going to ask us these three lines of code. It's going to open up a file behind the scenes, we won't see it. It is going to declare a variable we're not going to see, and then it's going to ask us for a line of input. We've then got this block of code here, and it starts off for line in file. What this means, for each line in the file, it's going to be doing this information here, running this code here. So creating a variable here called details, and it is going to be worth line.split comma. So what this details variable here is holding is it's going to be splitting these up, and each details is going to hold a certain piece of information between the commas. First name is equal to details square brackets 0. So this square bracket 0 here is this first column here. Remember, Python likes to start things from 0 and not 1 like us normal humans. And details is, the name details is taken from this here. So we can see here first name equals details. I can add a line of code here calling it surname equals details, and yep, you've guessed it, 1. And again, that's going to go to this column here. But more about that later on, so let's just get rid of that for now. So what we're going to do here, if runner, which is our variable from here, equals first name. First name here is details 01. So if what we're putting in here for runner is equal to this comma here, this line here, it's going to print off the information, and found is going to be equal to true. If it's not, so if we don't type in Dennis, it's going to run the file again, looking for Kinesa. If it's not, it's just going to keep going through, keep going through, keep going through. If it finds someone here, found is going to be set to true. We don't have to worry. If it goes through every single line in the file, found is still going to be equal to false, because this is what we've set it up here, and it's going to say there's no runners with that name. So let's have a look at this code running. So here we can see enter a name. I'm just going to put in Dennis for now. If I can spell Dennis, that would be great. And we can see here Dennis's time 2 hours 2 minutes and 57 seconds. What a guy. If I run again, however, I'm going to put in Stanley. We can see there he did it in 2 hours 3 minutes 51 seconds. Again, it's come up with that information. If I run it a third time, and I don't know, let's put in Harvey and run it, it comes up with no runners with that name. If I comment out, so these lines will not get run, everything to do with found, and run it again, and I'm going to put in Dennis, comes up first time, happy days. If, however, I put in, say, Harvey, nothing's happening. It's not letting us know anything. If I'm putting in anything else, say if I go for Guy, it's showing us the information. That little found bit at the end really helps us with the side of looking at things efficiently, making sure everything is nice and properly. You don't want to have something being entered and not having anything done with it. In a future video, we'll be looking at this code, how we can put it into a function, how to make it more funky, how we can look at it more often. Hope this video has been helpful for you. If you need anything else, feel free to put something in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in a future video. Goodbye.